Welcome back, Steve. How we doing?
I'm good. How about yourself, Bill?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm happy. I'm at my table. We got our little episode for tonight, which I'm
Yep.
happy about. But I'm also really happy about where this is going right now. We actually hit our first stretch goal,
Yeah.
so I'm super happy about that. And we've only got until we got 13 days left to go. So we got until the 21st, like 10 o'clock p.m. on the 21st. And yeah, I'm excited over the next week and a half or so, getting this in front of some eyeballs and seeing how many more fine people we can get to join us. I think this will
Right.
be really great.
Well, it's really interesting because doing a crowdfunding campaign is the most grassroots type of thing you can do today, because not only do you have to make people aware that you're doing it, but they also have to have enough confidence in it once they see the campaign to want to pledge and get the product. So it's really, it's just like being a retailer, you could say, you know.
Yeah. But it's I think it's and I think it's also cool the fact that we're only dealing really directly with the fans, directly.
Yeah,
We're hearing
I
directly
love
from
that.
them. But it is a lot of work. It's a lot more work on our end
Yeah.
to get it out in front of, because there's a lot of especially like the last handful of backers that came in. They didn't know we were having a Kickstarter. So
Yeah.
anybody watching, I really appreciate if you guys would first of all like and subscribe, all that good stuff. But if you could share the link out of the Kickstarter, and I'll put the link in the chat, so that way it's a little easier to find. I'll go ahead and copy paste that while we're talking and then
Yeah.
yakking it up here. That would really help us out. It's like I share the link out on our socials and this and that, but the algorithms are really tight nowadays. They
Yeah.
really force you to pay for boosts, and they really force you to to get around. So unless we have help from everybody, from our good friends out there that are listening right now, if you share it on your pages and tell your friends and all that good stuff, that really helps us out a whole lot to get past the old algorithm bots, as it
Right.
were.
Because one must recognize the fact that social media, is a business, right?
Yeah,
And they make money essentially by having people boost and advertise the posts, which again, that's the model, that's the business model.
yeah.
And so yeah, so anything that the fans and the interested people can do in terms of reposting and sharing, it's helpful to us, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely, it really does help out a lot.
But
It gets.
we're at the first stretch goal, which means that all four of the covers, of course, not the blank sketch cover, but all four of the great covers, two by you, Bill, one by Cat, that's amazing, and another amazing one by Thad Rhodes the third. They will
Mhm.
all have spot UV gloss on them on the
Yeah,
characters, and that makes a huge difference. It really pops.
yeah, it makes them
The
pop
art.
out. Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice. Let me see who's in the chat tonight. Kevin, how you doing, dude? Nice to see that the Gremlins are at bay tonight. Yeah, let me explain that for the good folks that are wondering what he's talking about. Yesterday, I had a little bit of a Wi-Fi situation here at the house. Actually, it
Oh.
wasn't even my Wi-Fi. It was just my internet was down, and I
Mhm,
and I didn't want to do my show just from my phone,
mhm.
because I wasn't set up for that. So it kind of threw me off yesterday. So yeah, sorry to everybody that might have tuned in yesterday, looking to see where old Bill was and see where that's going. Zen meets RoboCop, almost, kind of. Yeah, this dude. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm gonna explain this in a moment, and I'll show you the previous page. I think you guys will get a kick out of that. Andrew, what's up, dude?
Hey, Andrew, you rock
Dude,
as well, sir.
you rock, my friend. Exactly. That's
You've
cool, man.
seen
Thank.
Bill. Have you seen Andrew's art?
Yes, of course.
Well,
Andrew's art. His art is on the pages of Nira X.
that's right. And you know
Yeah,
what? I've already told him because I knew you would be all for this. That for the next book,
yeah.
and Andrew's hearing this maybe for the first time here. For the next book, he's going to do one of our variant covers.
Excellent. See, Andrew, I'm telling you, man, we have excuses to work together. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Ken, what's up? Evening, good
Evening,
gentlemen.
Ken.
Kevin says, looky here, it's Ken and his glass of wine.
Yeah. I had a glass of Peroni Italian imported beer tonight. That was great.
Nice, nice. No, yeah, I'm glad that you're out and about enjoying your weekend.
Absolutely.
This is good. I was working on the next page, the next interior page of our story,
Yeah.
and so now I'm just throwing in some panel borders just to kind of like help me solidify. This is where we're going to be with these scenes. But let me show you something real quick.
Show us something,
So-
Bill.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you something real quick here. Let me see here before this page comes down. Now, the previous page, this is actually the first appearance of this guy, this bounty hunter right here. And if you look at his mask,
Wow.
I designed this whole full face mask helmet thing, kind of, could make him look ominous, make him look scary, right? It's like get this bounty hunter that's after you, you can't even see his face. But there are some scenes in the very next page that where he's kind of like giving Zen some crap, he's like
Yeah.
kind of being, so he's actually grinning at Zen, and I had designed that full face mask, so I had to have him actually have him taking off the mouthpiece of his helmet, so Zen can see that he's smirking at him and
Well,
giving,
that's cool.
kind of giving him some
Yeah.
crap, some crapola.
So we saw page one, of course. That's up at the Kickstarter page, right?
What's that now?
Page one is for everybody to see. It's on the.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's up on the campaign page. In fact, let me see. I'll scroll. Maybe if let me see where it's at here. We'll scroll past the covers here.
There you
And
go.
yeah, there's page one right there. It's on the campaign page. I'll throw some more pages actually on the campaign page, so that way people get a little bit more of a
Yeah.
of a preview. Because I think that's fun. And then we got we got a little less than 2 weeks for the campaign. So I'm gonna throw
Yeah.
up as many preview pages as I can during the thing, and even afterwards, after the campaign is over, I'll still update the page, so people can see some updates and things like that. So anybody who backs the campaign will still get some updates and still get new images to look at, some new previews, new teasers, and I think that would be good. This is actually the only thing. I used to use a Sharpie for so many different things in my art, and the
Yeah.
only thing I use the Sharpie for now is only for these panel border, because the width happens to be just right for what I need it for, just for the panel borders. But I was noticing I've had some artwork, that I've sold to people over the years, and some of the artwork, if I filled in the blacks, if I used a lot of Sharpie to fill in the blacks,
Yeah.
sometimes those blacks tend to fade over 5 or 10 years. So I stopped using it for that. I only use it for just to kind of section off these panel borders, and then I fill it in with a different type of ink.
That won't fade.
That won't fade, exactly. So I haven't had that problem since. Nobody's ever, and I've got some pieces of artwork here that are quite old, and they haven't faded. So if you use the Sharpie just for thinner lines and for some construction stuff, it seems to be totally fine. But if you use it to fill in your blacks and your shadows and stuff like that, sometimes, yeah, you'll get the unfortunate fading over the years. Let me see here.
So, Bill, did we see the completed, at least in terms of pen and ink, did we see the completed page two?
Yeah, we did, but I'm going to show it to you again.
Yeah, would you? I'd like to see it again.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I got pages 1, 2, and 3 up here.
Okay, this is stuff we haven't seen much of.
Here we go. Let me take the campaign page off of here so we get a little bit bigger. And let me see if I can.
Oh, yeah, that's two. Yeah, nice.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I can't make the correct. Thanks, Andrew, for that, man. I'm glad you've been a fan, dude. That really does mean a lot, man. It's like that's what it's all about, man. And the fact that we connected years later too, actually did work together. You got that
Oh, those
awesome New York
panels.
cover.
Those panels are great, Bill. And there's the guy that Zen's been tracking. Okay,
Yep, yep.
and then we see that he's underneath a big tree branch,
Mm-hmm.
and then Zen hits the branch,
Yep, yep.
disconnecting it from the tree.
With a photon stick there, yep. And then I think you remember this because we went through this. I think on the last episode. So he's looking up, and that tree branch is coming down on his head.
Yeah,
His eyeball got big. He's like, "Oh crap!"
and then it hits and knocks him out.
Right, right. Knocks him out, and then Zen is he's using the little piece of tech on his glove there to call the teapot down.
Right.
And then Zen is like, "Oh, like holy smokes! Like what the heck happened? You know, because you see there, you got a silhouette of our guy, but then you got this blue blood being splattered out. So he got shot
He
by
got
this
shot.
guy.
And
So
he
this
got
guy,
shot by the bounty killer.
yep, yeah, and his
Right.
his plasma rifle is still smoking, and then we get a good look at the fact that he just shot him in the head. You know,
Killed
so
him. Yeah.
it's like, bro, what did
Yeah.
you do? What did you do?
This is Zen's encounter with the bounty killer. Okay.
Exactly. So in this first panel here, Zen is like, dude, you cost me big money. It's like, why did you do that? How, you know, and not to mention that, but it's like he's kind of implying too, why did you kill him? You didn't have to kill him. I'm supposed to bring him in alive.
Right.
You know, so the bounty killer here, he takes off part of his face mask here, part of his helmet, so he can show Zen that he's kind of giving him that smirk, like
Uh-huh.
kind of a whatever look, like what are you going to do about it?
And there's a
And
face off there. Yeah.
yeah, you know, and then Zen facing off with him, he's like, dude, that bounty was mine, you know, and it's
Yeah.
like, and he's being a smart ass. This guy is being so smart and smug about the whole thing. It's like, yeah, I'll let you have 10% of it, you know,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Right.
So that's as far as this is going
Looks
now.
great.
So we'll start inking this little bit here while
Yeah.
we got this going.
Yeah. This is great. So like you could probably, when you throw up additional pages, they don't have to be even colorized and lettered. You could put up some of these pages that are just say inked. You
Oh
know.
yeah, for sure. Because it's all about seeing the process, about seeing
Exactly.
seeing it taking shape.
Exactly.
You know, we're all
like
yeah.
pages 2 and 3. You can put them up. You should. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and I'm going to, yeah, definitely. As soon as I get some good, nice, clean scans, and I'll probably put them up later on tonight. Let's see. Ken says, so that's what happened. Bill's internet was out. No worries. Glad you're back. Thanks, dude. Yeah, it was frustrating. It's one of those things where I don't know what it is. There could be a storm outside, and everything is fine. All my
Yeah.
tech works fine, and then it's not even raining outside. And I don't know. Somebody hit a transformer 2 blocks over. I don't know what happened, but
Yeah.
my internet was just what are they servicing it? They're just like they realize that people use this for their business now. So it's like come on, man. It's like why is my internet out? Let's see. Kevin says he might say the internet, but really Bill was masterminding another cash reserve heist.
Wow.
Is that what I was up to?
Yeah.
Let's see.
And Bill, isn't it true that you're going to have it occur tomorrow during the 4+ minutes of the total eclipse?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna have a whole thing. In fact, I've bought extra toilet paper and bottles of water, so that way I'm prepared for the eclipse.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh my gosh! But let's see. Ken says I would love to work with Bill. Too bad I can't draw for shit.
Yeah. Or me, I thought I could draw and
Dude, but it's
no.
like you say that, but the support that you give me, I mean, not only as being a fan for as long as, dude, it's like Ken, Kevin, there's a small group of inner circle fans and friends that we've been connected since the 90s. You know, it's like, so like the emotional support, but also like collecting the work, and they know that that's what's important. That's what actually makes it all work, is that they're actually buying artwork and giving me ideas and collecting and buying the books when we come out with them. It's like, dude, it's like all that stuff is like hands down, like that's just awesome, just so awesome. And I think the world of you guys. But you can brainstorm. Let's see, my brainstorms are more like shitstorms.
That's funny.
Mine too, except I just put them on paper. That's all it is. Well, you had a
What's
great
the-
idea involving a birthday party.
What's
yeah,
that?
There was a birthday party piece that was commissioned. That was a very adult, exotic piece with a bunch of Cyber Angel characters. And I will leave it at that. If you guys are part of the Club Corrupt Patreon page, and you guys get to know about stuff like that. But that's for the club members only. So if you guys are
Right.
part of Club Corrupt, you get to see that. Let me see here. Oh, don't blot out the sun. I will not. I will not blot out the sun. But yeah, I'm super happy that we're getting this thing going, and understand too. This, as far as Zen's Kickstarters goes, this is only our second Kickstarter with Zen. So this is all new ground, all new areas of expertise. You know,
Right. The first being the Lemoore Supreme Zen, which did very well. But this is the first of four Bounty Wars Kickstarters, which means everybody's going to be hanging with us for at least like a year, because it's got between running the Kickstarter, fulfilling the Kickstarter, and then starting the next one. We're in this for like a good year before
oh
the
yeah,
whole story is done. It's like making a movie. That's the way I look at it. It's going to take a year to get this whole thing mounted, which is great.
but you know, one of the reasons that we need everybody's help so much, other than of course, you know, buying the books themselves and collecting and all that good stuff, we need everybody's help in spreading the word and sharing those links, because we're very experienced. Obviously, we've been doing this for over 30 years, publishing our books like the way that used to be the standard way. You know, it's like
Right.
we would advertise our books in the catalogs. You know, retailers would pick up those catalogs and order our books. You know, the direct market. You know, the normal established way of doing things. So doing Kickstarters, and soon enough we'll be doing Indiegogo as well. You
Yeah.
know, those are all new avenues, new territory, new lots of new things to learn.
Well,
So
that's
it's
that's true, and it's like building an audience based upon social media, essentially, right?
right, right, and
Which is a
that's
whole
brand new. Yeah.
it's a whole new discipline, and we're learning as we go. Fortunately, we're successful uh, enough at it at this point to keep going, but we have to keep increasing. It's funny how some things go viral, right? But
Yep.
the
Yep.
kind of things that go viral are not necessarily comic books and graphic novels. They're like things that relate to music or pranks, all kinds of different stuff. So getting the message out this way is uh, is is a learning experience for us. But it's really great because we're building a fan community, a fan base electronically.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
who'd have thunk that we'd be doing this now?
Especially in this way. I mean, I would never have believed it back in the day. If you tell us we were gonna, back when we all had dial up,
God, yeah.
you know. So yeah,
Hey,
little by little, it's like we know that our fans are out there. It's just it's a whole different way of reaching people. So it's very new to us,
yeah.
and I like that our fans are actually helping us and doing things too. Because I want you guys to feel like you're involved, because you are. Like, you know, without you guys,
But
there's
without the fans, we can't do this.
exactly, yeah, we wouldn't exist in this field if it wasn't for the fans. Period. So
Right. And we've also had some very nice support from people who have, whether you call them live streams or podcasts. And we're going to be on another one tomorrow night, right, Bill?
yes, we are. We're going to be on Critical Blast at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with RJ on Critical Blast, and we're going to be talking about the campaign, probably for about an hour or so. Let people know that it's there. Kind of go through the tiers and talk about it for a little bit, and try and get some more eyes on the book. You know, let people know that it's out there.
So I just went to YouTube and I'm searching Critical Blast, and there they are. Okay, and that's where we're going to be. That's where we're going to be tomorrow at 8 o'clock your time, 5 o'clock mine, I think.
Yep, it's going to be 8 o'clock standard Eastern time. Yep.
Great.
And we've actually got some exciting publishing things happening with Critical Blast with Nira X too. So it's like there's some things to keep track of. We've got some Treasury edition or artist edition type books that we're thinking about doing, that we're actually planning on doing. So these are things that are going to be happening. We've already talked about it, and
Cool.
we'll be solidifying our plans over the summer. So lots of fun things are coming together.
Yeah, this is cool.
And my favorite thing is watching the image slowly creep out of the page, you know?
Well, it's it's my favorite thing to watch because it brings the text to life. Can't do it without you, Bill.
Hey, if there's no text, I can't bring no images to life either.
That's true. That's true. So I don't know. Is that called a parasitic or a symbiotic relationship?
Yeah, I'll go for symbiotic.
Yeah, I think that sounds a little
Yeah,
better.
that sounds better. Yeah. That sounds like it's mutually beneficial.
Exactly. Yeah, and we've also had some great help. We were on with Andrew on the his podcast, and we were on with what's Billy Tucci's the one we were on.
Oh, we're with Billy, and we're also with Niall Scala over at Pop XP.
Yeah, they were very nice to us too.
Super, super cool guys. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Billy, I've known Billy on and off over the years. I mean, it's like anybody who's a fan of anybody who's been in comics since the '90s, they definitely know about Billy. They know what's going on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let's see here.
And we were also on with Peter, right? Boo,
Yeah, with
boo.
Peter Samedi, and we're
Yeah.
also with Red Valkyrie. Hey, Cy, what's up? Boobs.
There's not
Oh my
much of
God.
that in Zen. There's a little bit of it because Nier is in
Yeah,
there.
Nira's gonna pop up in here. Oh, I said pop up too.
Pop up, yeah.
Nira's gonna bounce into this Zen story.
Yeah, but not the way like Club Corrupt type of
No,
stuff.
no, no, no. We separate the two different types of books that we do for sure. There's imprints. Put it this way. There's a time and a place. So Zen is definitely a general audience book. It's meant for everybody. So Nira has a limit to how much bouncing she can actually do.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad you're here, Sai. Let's see. Kevin says,
They are
yeah,
the breast.
they are the breast.
That's very punny.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. I'll keep the image in the page. There you go. Thank you.
Looking big, good, Bill. Yeah, so we're going to be, we have 13 days, a day less than 2 technical weeks to maximize this and to spread the word. And anything anybody can help us with to do that, by all means, we appreciate it. We just
Oh,
want
yeah.
as many people as possible to know about this.
I want everybody to read Zen.
Yeah.
Plus, I want to keep on making Zen books. So
Well, yeah, and
you'd be
that's
doing me and Steve a solid if you could support our Zen books.
it's funny, Bill, because let's say it probably took me 10 or 15 minutes tops, right, to write that page. It's amazing to me that, the writer has the easy part, you could say.
Well,
Uh,
the more time sensitive part, or the more time beneficial part, it definitely takes a lot longer to draw. One sentence. If you wrote one sentence and it was midnight in Times Square on a crowded New
yeah.
Year's Eve, that's a 12-hour day for me.
No kidding. Yeah, it's just that's the whole difference.
See, I like to fill in my blacks with Copic ink because it doesn't fade as actually it hasn't faded yet. So put it to you that way.
Hmm.
The other kind of ink I usually fill blacks in with is actually just regular like Speedball, or I've got this other Japanese ink that I really like that I use when I'm using a regular brush.
Hmm. But
But
you're
there's
saying a
there's
Sharpie will fade over time.
so far it's maybe they changed the ink, in recent years or whatever, so maybe it's not so bad now. But the Sharpies that they were making in the '90s, they definitely faded over time.
So talk a little bit about how certain artists digitally ink,
Oh yeah, yeah.
but you're physically inking here. That is your definite preferred way to do it?
It's my preference, and there's a couple different reasons that I would rather ink physically as opposed to digitally. And keep in mind that I love inking digitally. I feel
You
like
do.
it's much more natural, and I feel like, first of all, the pen never runs out of ink. Am I right? Am I
Right.
right? But also, there's a lot of different, like a splatter brush, and there's a million different kinds of brushes that I have access to digitally that takes a lot more work to create physically. Okay.
Mhm.
And depending on the project, I'll decide, one way or the other how to work with it. I think that if I ink something digitally and it's something that I think people would like to buy the original pages,
Yeah.
if I'm inking them digitally, then I'm definitely going to pencil them a whole lot tighter on regular paper, and then I'll scan that, and then I'll ink that digitally.
What goes faster, digital inking or physical inking?
Well, you know what? See, that's a you do have access to a lot more tricks and things when you're doing it digitally,
But
and
is
if you
it
have,
faster?
it's not. See, that's the thing. You would think it would be faster, and for some things, it is faster. For instance, let's say let's say I showed you this. Let's say we did this panel right here. Okay, I've got his
Yeah.
face. He's got the thing, and I got a word balloon. That's why I left. I strategically leave things blank in specific places to fit your dialogue.
Yeah.
So if I have the dialogue here and I have his face here, okay, but then we decide to do something different. Like, let's say there's somebody standing behind him, standing off panel, and they say
Yeah.
something. Oh, can you take this drawing right here and just slide him over a little bit? All
Yeah.
right. So if I'm doing it physically, that means I'm erasing the whole darn thing and I'm redrawing it, over where it should be. So digitally has a big advantage because I can just take this drawing and literally just slide it over. I don't have to
Right.
redraw it again in order to make that fix. But it's still, even though I'm drawing digitally, it still takes the same amount of work and the same amount of time for the most part to get it done, to do what you're planning on doing. So it is
Interesting.
there's you would think that it would be faster all the way around, but not necessarily true.
So, do you think that the majority of artists though today are going digital? It seems that way to me.
I think I'll use my daughter Kat's generation as an example. She's 26 now. She's a young generation coming up, and their generation, they love just the digital artwork. They just want to have access to the artwork. They're not necessarily asking, like, a lot of her commissions are straight up digital pieces. They're not, you know, physical original pieces on paper.
Huh.
So, it's not as much of a priority, it seems. And I've been receiving them too. I get a lot of commissions that are only for the digital, and
Really?
there's a lot of practical reasons for that too. So, I mean, it's cool that we have the option, okay? And I really do love to ink digitally because, like, it's just so smooth, and the way the pen feels, it's really.
But are you saying that collectors or people that commission you,
Uh-huh.
they're good with, or in fact insist at some times on receiving a digital piece and not a physical piece?
That's true. Because let's say we have a situation. I mean, it doesn't have to be this situation. It could just be that they prefer to have a digital piece. It's easier to collect and store in your computer than it would be to store it on a
Huh.
shelf and have a
Huh.
folder and have walls. But I have some collectors. They live overseas. Shipping is crazy to get overseas. So they would
Yeah.
much rather have me draw what they want me to draw for them without the shipping cost on top. You know, so right off the top, it's like there's a practical reason to do it digitally as opposed to, you know.
So I wonder if that reading Zen would have us in too calm a state of mind to read more. That's true. That's true. That could occur
Hmm.
because you do have to get in the zone when you read Zen, right? Because
Yeah, yeah.
that's the way I write it. I write it in the Zen zone. So that's what it's all about. Bill is copiously using Copics. There you go.
Yeah, I have heard this. Now the color, when I do a full color piece in Copic marker for somebody, those pieces, I've been told that they do fade over time. So if you're going to frame it or do something like that, there's museum glass and there's regular UV protected glass that you can use in order to keep those from fading. A lot of times, I might even prefer they put it into a folder and make a print and frame the print
Mhm.
because. And here's the thing: a lot of the Copic pieces that I even have here, I've had them in the studio back and forth and on the walls and stuff like that for the past, 5 or 10 years or whatever, and they still looking good, still looking
Yeah.
just fine. So, but if you do put them in some kind of direct sunlight, sunlight will fade my car. But you're
Well,
right.
sunlight will fade anything.
Yeah, yeah. But Copics are not traditionally light fast. They're not like not like acrylic paint and not like watercolors and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like some acrylic paint will fade also. So it's like direct sunlight is a rough one, and Copics are delicate. So I'm not saying that Copics are bulletproof by any stretch.
Right.
Mighty Geek, what's up, dude? Let's see, it's faster when lettering and dial. Oh, for sure. Oh my gosh, yeah. I stopped traditional lettering years ago. It was unfortunate, but it's
Yeah, I
you
don't know
know,
anybody who letters conventionally anymore.
yeah. There's
But
and it's completely based on. It's not that I like lettering digitally, like so much better than doing it traditionally. It is easier, especially when you're lining up your dialogue. It's easier, positioning the balloons because you can change the position of your letters and balloons constantly on the fly, right? But I really miss having that team of artists working on a book. I miss being able to hire a letterer to actually do what he does or she does. We know with the book, you know. So it's I'm actually kind of sad that that's not a situation that we're in anymore, where we have hand lettered pages. Because I have some originals. I have one specific original on my wall. It's a John Severin piece from Crack Magazine, and the lettering was printed and pasted on, and all the
yeah,
word balloons were drawn in. It wasn't like completely like hand lettered. It was printed, but at least the page is the way it appeared in the book.
yeah.
It's like it's got all the gray tones on it. It's got the lettering on it, and I kind of miss that. I miss having like the page actually have the balloons on the original
Hmm.
page. I always thought that
Interesting.
was so cool, and
Well,
that's
yeah, that's yeah,
much more rare now. There's so much more rare now.
yeah. So,
Oh, him. Hey, how you doing, man? I'm
hey,
glad
oh,
you're
hey,
hanging out. Glad you're hanging out with us.
absolutely. By the way, Bill, just so
Yes.
you know, we've already exceeded our typical 30-minute mark.
Oh, we
I'm
did.
fooled.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we try to keep a 30-minute. I wasn't even paying attention to the clock. I'm glad you said something. So, but here we go. At least we got
Looks great.
got got partially into the. And I'll put the camera a little bit closer to the. Spent all this money on this arm for my camera. Let me put it to good use.
That looks great.
Mighty Geek says art and design markers don't fade like alcohol markers because of the solvent. You know, the design markers, I was using those for years and those faded the worst. I mean, it was actually a brand
Huh.
called Design Markers. They had like a chisel tip end to it. And I had to stop using those altogether because they started fading on me and they also started bleeding, kind of like an old tattoo where
No.
the lines actually started seeping into the
Yeah.
paper. It was very strange.
Geez.
But those
Oh,
design markers are used by so many people, like people that design, they do automotive design and stuff like that, and they look so good and they're so nice to work with.
hmm.
But the ones that I was using back in the '90s, I had to stop. Let's see, I still do traditional lettering. Oh,
Oh,
that's really
really?
cool, dude.
Traditional.
Yeah,
I don't. It's the first
nah,
person
dude.
I've heard say that, Mighty Geek. Really,
Yeah, it's been a long
traditional
time.
lettering. Wow.
It's been a long time. OM
Very good.
says, that's okay. I revisit these live videos. Glad I caught you guys for a few minutes live. Yeah, me too, man. I'm really glad you did. I'm glad, but we'll be here every weekend, every Sunday at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We'll be here for like a good half hour or so, just doing some
Right.
sketching, talking about Zen, and I also do a live stream on Saturdays at 10 p.m. where I'm just drawing whatever I feel like drawing. That's what I do.
Right. And tomorrow night, Bill,
Uh
just
huh.
to mention again, Monday night, we're going to be on with what's the name of
Oh,
those
with
folks
Critical
again?
Blast. Yeah.
Critical Blast.
Tomorrow 8 p.m. with RJ over at Critical Blast. So
Cool.
Critical Blast is the name of his YouTube channel. I will try. Actually, I will. As soon as the episode is over, I'll put in some links
Okay.
into the description of the video on our YouTube channel. I'm not really sure if everybody's watching from our YouTube channel or from Facebook. So I'll try to put the
Twitter.
links. Yeah. But we'll be on Critical Blast tomorrow at 8 p.m. So,
Great.
but yeah, thanks so much everybody for joining.
Thanks for joining, everybody, and help spread the word. We just want to get this word out to as many people as possible. And the good news is we've achieved our first stretch goal, which means all the covers are going to have that really nice UV gloss on them.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Steve, everybody, let's all have a good night. Enjoy the what's left of the weekend, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, folks.